What's up, everyone? I'm going to tell you why personal development isn't BS. And the first thing I'm going to say is that 99% of it is BS. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. Like, there's a ton of crap out there, and that's why I don't blame you if you think that personal development or some guy giving motivation or whatever is a bunch of BS. So I've seen it a lot, and I just want to share with you why I still love it and my journey throughout it and my journey as a fan of personal development, and why I consume a lot of it but also like ignore 99% of it. So the reason is obvious. Nowadays the barrier to entry is so low that anyone can post an article, and now there's like millions of articles and other forms of content from random anonymous strangers online, and they don't back up any of their claims or anything. They just say like, these are the top 10 or top 5 things that make you successful, or traits of successful people. And they literally, you can just tell by reading the article, they're just giving this motivation or inspiration or tips, and you can clearly see that they just pull this out of their butts. They don't even really know if these are actually the traits of successful people, or they're just guessing. They're not really successful themselves. So those types of articles make up, in my opinion, like 99% of self-help. Avoid those online. The real and only reason that I care about self-development and why I think it's a huge opportunity is that there's that 1% of stuff straight from the horse's mouth. It's straight from someone you can trust, who sometimes have been in worse situations than you, and now they've achieved everything you ever wanted to achieve, whether it's money or fulfillment or happiness or whatever else. And there's two ways of getting to that place. One is through successful people in general. Like if it's an article by the billionaire Richard Branson, and he writes quite a few articles on LinkedIn, then you pretty well darn know that you can trust this guy. Same thing with video interviews. And then the last thing would be like scientific articles. Like if they've done studies on like thousands of people and found out like what actually makes them happy. They realize like, oh, if you have gratitude exercises, it actually works better than giving them more money. And when you have such a large sample size and you've done such rigorous testing with the scientific method, you know that this is something you can trust. So those are the two factors that I really consider and that I really trust. One is successful advice straight from the horse's mouth, and then the second thing is scientific research. And that's really what siphons through everything I go through. That's how I filter all of my content and figure out what I read. There's all these articles online, like millions of them from like these big publications, and I never read any of them for those reasons. Having said that, even through my filter, that 1% still makes up a lot. Like there's like 80 books by billionaires alone, just to give you an idea. That's billionaire with a B. So that alone, plus all the like scientific books out there, like The How of Happiness, like there's still a lot of research and good books out there. Like Grit's a great one. Mindset, The New Psychology of Success is a very fascinating book on the psychology of success from a Stanford professor. The book was even recommended by Bill Gates on his website. Via his blog post about it. He even did a video about it. So like there's a lot of good stuff out there, a ton of it, more so than I can read in my lifetime, but it's like 1% of the stuff I'm out there, and it's only stuff I'm willing to read. So long story short, I think you can really benefit from this as well, and hopefully I've convinced you that it's not all BS. Share this with someone that you might think can be convinced otherwise, or someone who is already drunk the Kool-Aid or whatever and believe the same thing. I think just giving you some a boost of confidence, letting you know that you're not the only one who likes this, could be helpful. So that's a huge opportunity there that I think a lot of people are missing. They're too lazy or too too ignorant to really consider reading books by billionaires. It's like there are literally books by billionaires where the title of the book is like they're teaching you how they did it, like Mark Cuban's book, How to Win at the Sport of Business, or Ray Kroc's book, Grinding It Out. So I mean, it's just a shame that people don't read this. Or S. Truett Cathy, founder of Chick-fil-A's book. It's how to what's it called again? It's like something like how to fail at everything and still win, or something like that. No, it's something that's by Scott Adams. His book, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's like oh yeah, it's easier to win than to lose. It's a very fascinating name for a book, but great book on success as well, from the founder of Chick-fil-A. Like, that company makes millions of dollars. So that's it. Ultimately, there's huge opportunity for you that most people are missing out on. Like, they're not reading and they're not doing any of this, but you have to choose the right books to do so. Now, if you're already in this camp and you know this stuff, and you're one of those people who are already in the club, and I'm preaching to the choir, I just want to say to you, please consider following my stuff. I put out a lot of stuff on my blog, willyoulaugh.com, including YouTube videos, extensive blog posts, all the things that I've learned throughout my journey studying these people. And what I offer is curation. So there's a lot of blog posts I've written. One is called How to Be Mentally Tough, and it literally curates all the quotes, all the excerpts, and hidden personal insights from all the most successful people in the world, and all the little secret tips from all these people, and it curates it in one blog post for you. I've gone out and done the research and found all of these excerpts from their own biographies or their own books or interviews that were done of them, and compiled it into like a massive guide around certain topics like that. So it may be helpful for you in that sense. So you don't have to go out there and read all the books yourself. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next video.